Hello everyone, I'm Lava Latana. The position I chose was the Urban City Planner. Urban City Planners help communities decide how to use available resources and land. It's important that their aims are to maximize the city's future growth and address economic, environmental, and social issues. Urban planners help identify strategies to meet the needs of the community regarding infrastructure and development. Planners work alongside with communities and their developers to transform proposals into reality. This means they also decide if some ideas will be detrimental to a community. The charge that I'm most interested in leading is incorporating urban farms and community gardens in neighborhoods. Urban farming is the practice of growing, processing, and distributing food in urban areas. I'll be sure to attach a link to this post so you guys can all see what I'm talking about. According to an article published by Global Citizens, creation of public projects welcome involvement, physical improvement of degraded space, production of local food, and creation of new businesses. These changes led to multiple perceived benefits, including increased social connectedness. So communities were coming together more because they were working together and feeding themselves. So, it brings on unity and cohesion in communities. Um, Increased access to fresh produce and educational, youth development, and employment opportunities. So it's a form of small businesses. It brings like small businessship and entrepreneurships to neighborhoods. I'm passionate about this charge for a few different reasons. The neighborhood I grew up in was a food desert. Many days it was cheaper to either eat fast food or it was just easier to pick up food than having to drive miles to go to a grocery store where you can get whole foods. Studies show that an unhealthy diet can lead to aggressive and hostile behavior and other cognitive mental issues. I started to notice that many communities suffer from diseases caused by poor diets or they go without food. So there are children who don't get the opportunity to have meals outside of their schools. This issue could partially be alleviated by incorporating community gardens where whole foods are available within the neighborhood. If you have access, you're more likely to eat these foods. Challenges I would face would initially be getting the community interested or involved. You know, we're humans, we're creatures of habit, so we're used to these things. So it's a little hard when somebody brings in new ideas and it's like, oh, let's completely change how you do things. But I think right now, especially during, these times where there's lines that are mile long for food banks, people are hurting and needing food. So I think if you present neighborhoods with opportunities where, hey, you can take this into your own hands and feed yourself, I think right now it wouldn't be as difficult or, meet so much resistance. Um, I would need to collaborate with developers to, when they're doing city plannings, to actually plan out where these community gardens would be. So just the same way we plan for parks, we would just plan for, this is our area for growing foods. And it could also just be in the same areas as parks. Another place that another group I would have to collaborate with is local officials for zoning and water restrictions. It's going to take a lot of planning to figure out how to pay for these things. So that's who I would have to collaborate with. I hope you guys all enjoyed the presentation, and I'll see you in the next post.